In this video we're going to be looking at the Wilwood Pedal Box. The part number on this one is the 34012411, and I also ordered the integral master cylinders for this as well, because there's nowhere really to mount the pots here on my car, nowhere that's really good, so I decided to get the integral cylinders with it. I've fully assembled this one already. It still needs some further setting up, but I've put it all together now, put the accelerator cable on, and as you can see there, the throttle linkage has been fitted as well, and the throttle pedal. The cylinders that I chose for this one, for the clutch we've got the 0.7, and for the rear brake 0.75, and the front brake again 0.7. The throttle, just a quick thing about the throttle here, the throttle linkage here, I've fitted it all together, but it looks like there's something missing from the top here to pull, you know, to hold the cable at the top here, so it looks like I'm going to have to make something from this top part here to go along, so it's got something to pull the cable against here. When I fitted it together as well, I also made sure that these two bars here were as straight as possible against the bias bar. Obviously when the cylinders are not on, you can turn these independent, so you can move them out or you can move them in. So I've tried to get them as straight as possible here. I don't know if they look straight in the video, but they look pretty straight from my eyes. So yeah, it looks like a pretty good piece of kit, this. I like it. Now it's been assembled. It looks a lot better than the one that I've got in the car already. It looks a lot more sturdy, and from using Wilwood master cylinders in the past, I know that the quality, even though they just do the same thing, the quality of the cylinders seems to give a lot better feel for the brake pedal. Yeah, so I'll show you what I've got in the car already, and then hopefully when this is fitted, I'll get you another video of it all fitted, see what it looks like then. So this is the car that the pedal box is going to be fitted to eventually. It already has a pedal box in it, I'll show you in a second. This is a Mk1 Escort van with a 2JZ conversion. Manual gearbox as well. Usually the reservoirs would go somewhere around here in this area, but obviously there's not enough room. It wouldn't look pretty, I don't think, if they were put there. That's why I went for the integral reservoirs there on the cylinders. Yeah, so that's my drift van, just at the moment in the middle of the changing the brakes. And hopefully we're going to make the arches a bit smaller on this. I'll just show you the pedal box that's on it at the moment. That's the pedal box that we've got at the moment. I've never fully been happy with this one, to be honest with you. It always feels a bit spongy, a bit wishy-washy. Sometimes the clutch has free play, sometimes it doesn't have free play. And the brake always feels a bit, it doesn't feel right. It brakes okay, the car brakes okay, but the feeling of the pedal doesn't really feel that good. So I'll be taking that out, and we'll be getting the Wilwood one fitted in there. Hopefully it should make it feel a lot better. So that's the pedal box off now, and just comparing it to the new one. I measured it obviously before I took it out, and just to make sure that the size was around the same. So yeah, let's I mean, it's took us less than an hour to get the old one off. It's going to take me a lot longer than an hour to fit the new one. I'm going to put new brake lines on as well at the same time, so yeah, let's see what it looks like when it's in the car. So the first thing I noticed when I fitted it into the car was this piece had to be taken off the side of the throttle pedal because it was hitting the roll cage here, so yeah, we took that off, so that can't go in. And also, if you have a look, it can also fit a lot further into the car if I want it to, which should help with the seating position. I should be able to bring the seating position forward just a little bit, because it is quite far back at the moment. So I'll need to get some new holes drilled in the pedal box here, and get it bolted into position, and then we can pipe it up, put the accelerator cable on, and that's it done. Sounds easy, right? I've just finished drilling the holes out to hold the pedal box to the floor. I've removed the cylinders, as you can see, to gain access to the bolts. One thing I thought was worth mentioning is the plate on the floor here. There's an extra plate been put on the floor. This was put there before for the old pedal box. I think this plate looks like it's about 5mm thick, but I think they recommend about a 3mm plate on the floor there to be welded on to take the flex of the pedal box away, because if you just bolt it to the thin metal on the floor, it'll end up ripping the floor. So yeah, that's my plate on the floor there, and that's the holes that I've drilled in. There's the pedal box. Like I said, I've removed the cylinders so that I could get into the holes properly to mark them up. Yeah, so let's get it fitted. Alright, that's it all back together now. I've tried to get all the pedals sort of in line here, as you can see. It's probably going to need setting up when it's bolted in the car, just fine tuning when it's in the car. I've got the clutch stop bolt sort of set up, so it's just before the cylinder bottoms out, that hits. So I've just adjusted it for that. This is the piece that I made for the throttle cable, something to hold the throttle cable here, and we're just going to use this to bolt it in with at the bottom. Hopefully that should work. I've tried to set the throttle pedal up so we've got the 40mm pull on it that the throttle cable needs. I've measured that in the car, so from here to here it should move 40mm roughly when you press the throttle. So yeah, we'll get it put back in the car then and see what it looks like. So the pedal box is now going in. I'll just start to show you this quick setup I've got with the throttle cable here, just in case you don't get the parts from Wilwood or they're not available. I don't know if it came complete or not, but anyway, that's the piece that I made, and that's how we decided to mount it there. So we'll press the throttle down. We've got full pull on the throttle there. Seems to work okay. Sure, it'll be fine once it goes in. That's full pull on the throttle there. So it just might need a bit of fine tuning when it's finally fitted to the floor. One more thing that's worth mentioning while I'm here is that I've just tried to put the bolts in to hold the pedal box to the floor, and all three back bolts won't go in because of the length of them. I'm using 40mm bolts, and because of the length they're hitting the cylinders. Even with the rubber off, they won't go in. So I'm going to have to just back the cylinders off, get the bolts in first, and then tighten the cylinders back up again. I'm sure if you got shorter bolts on those, it probably would go in, but with 40mm bolts, they're not going in. Just worth mentioning for you. So that's it bolted in, and all the lines are bled up now. Had a little leak on the clutch line, but managed to just tighten it up a little bit and the leak went away. So yeah, it seems okay. It's bolted to the floor. The clutch feels positive now. Feels more positive than what it did before. The throttle's a bit stiffer than what it was before, but it feels good, and the brake feels good as well. Quite a good solid brake. Might still be a little bit of air in there to get out, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to check that when I've been for a drive in it, see how it feels. Yeah, let's get it down on the floor and let's take it for a drive. So that's it all finished now. I'm just taking it out for a little drive. Everything seems good on it. I'm really happy with the feel of the brake now. Whereas before, like I said, it wasn't very confidence inspiring. The brake is a lot better now, it does feel a lot better. And the clutch feels really good as well. Got a little bit of free play there at the top, and then yeah, it all feels good. It's turned into more of a video about the van really than the pedal box, which was the intention to start with. I was going to make a video about the pedal box and fitting it, and it's turned into more of a video about the van. So I hope I've not bored you. If I have, sorry. I hope I've been able to help somebody. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you think this video has helped you or you've enjoyed it, please press like, please subscribe. It really helps me, and I'll make more videos in the future. Thanks, bye bye.